Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri.
In small towns across our country, a primary or a special election can easily come and go without really being noticed. We don't have many signs on the highway telling us who to vote for or whether a yes or no vote will get the desired result on an amendment.
So why does it matter anyway? It can sometimes feel as anyone can go do a good job. Anyone, if we don't know them, they must be asking for good amendments, surely. But there are real people with real reasons for running for office on every ballot, and voting for these decisions is our right as a citizen of this country.
August 4th is primary election and special election right here in Missouri. That's right. We need to get out and vote so our voices are heard next Tuesday. Did you know it was next Tuesday? But how do we determine who and what to vote for? Today we have our State Representative Mitch Boggs here to help us out.
So, Mitch, thank you so much for being here. And I would love for you to reintroduce yourself. Tell us about how long you've been in office and about this upcoming election, what you're running. How's this all going?
Yeah, so Mitch Boggs, State Representative for Lawrence County, 157. And you guys are on the opposite side of the county from me, but I'm one of the few reps that have a county to myself. So the borders of my district are Lawrence County. Makes it so easy. Easy to explain. With the highway along Marionville running at such an angle, that might be a little confusing for some as far as where that straight line is, but those of us that's been around here for a long time know Lawrence County, love Lawrence County. I've been serving in the House for 6 years. I've been on the House budget for all 6 of those years. It's been experience of a lifetime. As a businessman, it's not the same. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't just like step into it and you know what you're doing. Taxes and formulas that you've not seen before are in government, and a lot of them I would like to take out, a lot of them I would like to redo, but every time you remove something, you affect someone else. And so I've been very well aware of that. And when it comes to taxes, we all want lower taxes and we all want roads to drive on. We want the fire department to come when we call 911. We feel that's really important. As a firefighter myself, I feel like each representative that I work with is in a previous life has been something other than what I have. And so there's expertise. There's 163 people with all the things that they've done in life that we bring together to make legislation, which is something that's got to fit all of our lives. It's not just to fit your business or my business or any particular friend's business. This is something that all Missouri has to deal with. And so when it comes to taxes, it gets very difficult and very hard to understand.
Mitch, you're running unopposed this year. So does that mean we don't even need to take time to fill in the oval on the ballot on Tuesday?
Yeah, so I shouldn't be on the ballot on Tuesday, but some have said I am on the ballot.
No, it shows it right in there on the primary ballot.
I know.
They're right there.
So
right,
I'm
right
unopposed.
there. Okay.
I know. So I actually shouldn't be on the ballot in August, but I will be on the ballot in November.
Got it. All right.
Okay, but let's just address that real quick, though. So because, I have seen voting results where they'll be like, 157 people voted for this and then 10 people voted for somebody that was unopposed. It matters that we fill in the circles, right?
Yes, I want you to do that. Yes, I want you to do that. But the reason you don't see any Mitch Boggs signs out is because I want people to be able to focus on the important things. Since I'm not running right now, I'm unopposed. I want you to focus on the tax thing because these things are important. There's a lot. And the reason I know they're important is because someone spent millions of dollars going against what we've worked on to get there. Whenever I came into office 6 years ago, IP reform was one of the things that Republican or Democrat was saying we need to do something. We need to keep bingo and some of these other things out of our Constitution and into laws. They can be in a law, but the Constitution is basically the guidelines. It's the perimeter that we build every other law from. And so we feel that needs to be protected. And then Amendment 5.
Well, we're going to go in order. Let's go in order so people can.
Let's explain them, and that's really key. So Amendment 1.
Just explain it. What's it about?
Us.
Yeah, so it's renewing the tax that would sunset. So in the House, we have caps. You'll remember this. I like caps.
Yep.
Okay, you'll remember that. I don't like sunsets. Sunsets become the thing, the bargaining thing. It doesn't matter what the cap is for. I've seen caps sunsets. I've seen sets. Let me back up. Slow down. I'm trying to get done in that 9 minutes. Slow down. So sunsets form this line in the sand, if you will, that you can't go past. But whenever it's something to do with your fire department, it becomes the hottest subject in the Capitol. So it becomes a bargaining tool for everything else that you don't want. Caps sets the standard at a certain height. So think of a sunset as a line in the sand, and caps as a line in the sky.
Okay.
It can't go above that. So you can't tax a Marionville Fire Department, can't tax the city of Marionville more than this cap. And so you can come to the people and say, hey, we need more money to raise that cap. So we've got a proposal. We're going to raise that cap. The cap doesn't happen. The people voted down. At least we don't go to zero. We stay at that cap level, and you still get something. And so that is less of a bargaining chip. And if you don't get it, well, you can try another angle, or you can try again. And so that's what term limits creates a urgency to get something done among legislators. And so we wind up with if you've noticed, we get a lot of amendments that are hard to explain in the amount of time with the language that they offer.
So Amendment 1 is to continue a tax that we've had in the past, and it provides for what? That tax.
Yeah, so it's been quoted as state parks, but there's a lot of water safety, a lot of water quality things that are included in that. And I'm not going to give a large opinion on that one today.
No, we just want people to just explain it so that people can know how to vote.
I think water safety is important. I think, I want clean water. If there's anything I miss when I go to Jeff City, is my well water. Yeah. I want that well water to be clean. So I get that. I don't want people using it in a political term to go, this is a hot button topic. So if we tell it this way, well, people will be for it. I don't like those tactics, but I think it can be a good thing.
Okay.
But I also have seen their budget, how much it's grown. So like I said, I'm on the budget. So I can get in the weeds really easy. I'm trying to stay out of the weeds today. I don't like chiggers. And so I think it could be a good thing. But I think this is our opportunity to hold government accountable for their spending. So that's what Amendment 1 is allowing us to do at this point.
All right. What about Amendment 2? The election of county assessors. I think in Lawrence County, don't we already elect our county assessor? Or?
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing, and I've heard both sides of this argument as well. Why in the world are we voting against for something that we don't even know? A lot of people don't even know where Jackson County is. I probably didn't before I became a rep and had to learn where everybody was located at. We go off of towns more than we do counties. And, whenever you're going somewhere, you don't usually type in the county you're going to, you type in the town. And so it's more difficult, but basically it's allowing them in Jackson County to vote in an assessor that's accountable to the people. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's something that needs to be there. I just find it really odd that the whole state of Missouri is deciding what Jackson County. So the local control me wants to say this isn't none of my business. But then the budget me that realizes that everything you do on the budget affects the whole state gets it and understands it. So basically it's government accountability. It's a good thing for Jackson County.
And it's making everybody the same. Right. So
Correct.
All county assessors will now have to be elected. And that's kind of the simple.
Yes. Yeah, that's the simple version. Yeah, because there was a carve out before my time. And that's one of the things that, back to the sunset deal, the line in the sand deal, whenever we have term limits, which I'm for. I think people should, but term limits creates this institutional. We have to tell our others. It's like telling the next generation.
Sure. Okay. So we want to spend a lot more, the most time probably on number 5, but explain to us number 4. Why is I take it as this is an amendment to clarify how amendments can be made. Is that a fair assessment of what it is, or?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's somewhat. I think it's more complicated than that. I have a lot of people texting me asking the quick version. Mm-hmm. There is no quick version.
Okay.
But let's look at it this way. I mean, I've looked at it from a lot of ways, and it can get confusing. So how do I make this very understandable? So since I believe it's 1980, we have had things added like abortion on demand, online sports betting, recreational marijuana, Medicaid expansion in 2020, Clean Missouri in 2018, stem cell research in 2006, riverboat casinos in 1998, lottery in 1994, horse racing commission in 1984. These were all added to our Constitution. And you notice I didn't really mention anything that I got excited about in that term. I think it was about 6 years ago. I went to the fair, and I'll try to make this short. I went to the fair in Sedalia. I walk in the gate. I get there, and I see some people there, and it looks like they're in purple jackets. I don't know if you've been around school and seen those purple jackets before, but I seen some young kids. I thought, hey, there's some FFA kids. They're up here. Quickly found out they were not FFA kids. They were paid people to come get signatures. And the questions they were asking farmers and different people coming in was things like, don't you want to protect your farmland? Well, who wouldn't sign that? And so they were gathering signatures for something that had nothing to do. There was a small little paragraph up at the top. I wish to this day I would have took a picture of that because reading it was not the same message that I was being given. So they were feeding something using young people, which I care greatly about. They're our next generation. But they were getting something on the ballot, and they got it on the ballot. And I think that we need to have a little more check and balance to put something in the framework. I don't mean laws that change and come and go. I'm talking about the framework of our nation.
And so you're thinking this is providing a good framework, Amendment 4 is?
I think this is providing a good guideline to keep it cleaner, to make it more difficult to clutter. To change a statute, you can still change a statute. You can still change a law the same old way. This does not changing statutes and laws by the public. That's something that's been said over and over. I've heard it until my head hurts that this is taking away, citizens' rights. But if you look at how this stuff that gets voted in, the whole state will vote something down, and 3 cities will change everything. And if we don't take action pretty fast, us farmers are having to fight pretty hard because some people don't realize the challenges of farming, but farmers do. But if you got something on the ballot that said, harmful sprays or harmful things, people react to that really quickly before they have all the information in front of them. And so I've seen that firsthand. I've had to have those one-to-one conversations with people and tell them, come out to the farm. Mm-hmm. I'll show you.
All right. We know that your time is limited, so we want to get to Amendment 5 because that's the one that's the hot button one because it makes it sound like that we're going to get rid of the state income tax. But when you read it, it says, but then we're going to give the legislature like freedom to just keep raising the sales tax. It's unfettered. Which scares the living daylights out of me. But I don't know. I'm just reading this going, and I'm not a politician, and I guess I was a politician, but I'm not a lawmaker. Explain Amendment 5 if you could.
Yeah. So before I leave Amendment 4, I'm a yes on 4. I helped with that. I came in with that in mind. Did I get the version I wanted? No, no one does. It's not Mitch Boggs's capital. It's the people's house. We get a collaboration, and this is what we end up with. So do I love everything about it? Do I think there's better ways? We all do. But here's what we got. It's the best version that we have in front of us. Amendment 5. I have so much information on Amendment 5. First of all, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of calibration that's not accurate because it's not after the fact. But we took some years prior to built formulas out of previous years to what this would look like. We put guardrails up. You'll hear, well, don't do like Kansas. Well, of course, you can always learn off of what somebody else did and mistakes. Who can't? Like the after effect of that is like, so what we did is we put guardrails. Those guardrails is something can't reach over us. So it's the best way I can tell it is it's a 3-dimensional. So one thing pulls on something else. That's the way taxes are. When we do the budget, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is when we do the budget, it's projected. We don't have the money in the bank. When we set our 2027 budget, which seems weird to even say that year because of where we are, we're always that far ahead of the money projecting based upon what has came in or what we think, or we're looking at the rise. So the guardrails that we put in was to where we can't make money off of this. So they're saying, well, it'll be 20% or whatever. No, it slows down the process. Instead of that, if that came to that, it would slow the process. So I think somebody's mentioned 5 years. I would like to do it in 1 year. I'd like to just do it in 1 year. I wish we were talking about federal income tax, but we're not. It's a very small portion. It's not going to change people's lives in a big way. It's not going to cause bad habit spending to go away. But what it will do, in my opinion, is incentivize people to work, incentivize people to make more money. There is no way to incentivize the younger generation that you make more money, work harder, you make more money, and then you get to April 15th and you realize that if you would have been below this threshold, and so you start figuring out where you need to be to stay below that. I want that to go away. Mm-hmm. I understand. I don't like taxes at all. They're talking about, like some people said, 20%. It's going to be more realistic to say more like 7% or under, because we're spreading it out and we're billing more things. But with that scared a lot of people. They said groceries and all that. Well, a lot of that is scare tactics. I haven't heard anybody say we're going to go after groceries. They're going to go after services. The scary part is what that looks like in the very end, because it's going to be up to the legislator. I get it. I don't trust government. That's why I'm in where I'm at. I didn't trust government. But it's been amazing to me how many people are okay with the broken system because they're afraid of what could happen later. I came in during COVID. We were all afraid. If we got through that, we can get through this and we can figure this out and make it a better place for generations to come. And that's what I'm working on. And yeah, we might take a hit or two and we might mess up a thing or two. Those become leverage points for things, again, like the sunset, that I don't like. I'm not a big fan of. But I came to do hard work. I came to take hard votes, and I came to make this world a better place for my kids, my grandkids, and I want to take away the state income tax if I can do that.
So basically, by eliminating the state income tax and by making it a sales and use tax, it's dependent upon the money that you're spending as opposed to the money that you're making. So if you're spending money, it's going to be taxed, but not on all things. And I understand the legislation that will come off of this, I'm sure will be 180 pages. But what you're saying is that it's like in other states where they've eliminated the income tax and used sales tax to replace it. I mean, there's no income tax in Florida. We lived in Florida 20 years. There was sales tax on everything, almost everything. But they also had use taxes on, I don't know, like Airbnbs kind of thing. Is that what this is going to go to, where we're going to start trying to grab more money from other services in order to generate the same kind of revenue?
Yeah, I think we're trying to pull from more sources. So the percentage of people that are paying in the $8 billion is a very small percentage of people. And whenever you broaden that, if we come in and we're going to go and eat and there's 10 of us and I pick up the whole tab, it's all on one. But when everybody at the table pays their part, it's 10%. But here's the way I like to look at it. Here's the piece I want to drive home. Because people have scared us with what we're going to buy. But here's the deal. I'm much more eager to go buy something whenever I've got my mind on what I'm buying and what I'm getting than I am, the day of April 15th that I'm going, oh my, it's here. But look at it this way. Here's what I want you to take away. Here's what I want you to think about whenever you're thinking about the kids, the grandkids, and the future generations. Income tax is something you have to pay. No choice, no questions asked. Sales tax is a choice that you can make on your own, a valuable choice. Income tax, no choice. I don't like not having a choice. I want to give you a choice to save, because there's no incentive to save either, which we've got a lot of work to do. I mean, there's no incentive to save. There's people that own farms just for the tax relief that they get from that, because there's no incentive for anyone to better themselves. It's all designed. If you get above this threshold, then you have to do this. That's a penalty. That's a penalty for doing well.
Right.
I want to remove the penalty. Can I say it that way? I want to remove the penalty of hard work and let you choose to go purchase that four-wheeler or that thing, that, because we all have to have something to make us want to move, get out of bed and move tomorrow. And I want to give people the American dream that I'm dreaming of right now.
Mitch Boggs, well said. Don't you tell Uriah it was because you talked longer than the 9 minutes, because I don't want to get in trouble with Uriah. He's the one that
keep your schedule.
We are so grateful that you took time
Yes.
to just explain to everybody here in Marionville and everybody on the internet that's going to see this here before Tuesday. Thanks for taking time with us. Thanks for representing us here so well in Lawrence County.
And
we're so grateful.
Specifically working on the budget as hard as you do. It's great to know that somebody, you all heard it. He said, I don't trust government. That's why I'm in government, and I'm working hard on the budget to represent Lawrence County and make sure that somebody is speaking on our behalf. So thank you so much for the effort. It is no easy task that you're doing, and we really appreciate you.
Well, thank you guys for inviting me and remembering me and taking the time for me, because and the prayer, like, that was so huge before we started. The prayer we had, that is so huge in this job that I do, knowing that as I was having my heart condition and everything, that people all over laid politics aside and said a prayer for me, spoke about me in their church. And I am so grateful for each and every one. And I want to thank you guys. I want to thank God and all the people that have taken arms up and taken it to the Lord. And I'm still here doing well.
Oh,
thank
great.
God. Thank you all for taking time. And God bless this beautiful Lawrence County that I call home.
Thanks, Mitch. Have a great day.
And you too.
We look forward to seeing great things happen in Missouri as Mitch Boggs signs off. It's been fun having a conversation with him today, and it's always fun seeing how what's really going on in government. I love that it is It's complicated. It's more complicated than we thought.
It is. I mean, they spend hours and days and weeks and months discerning all of that. And yet we just get this little piece of paper that we're, supposed to try to figure out all of the reasons why we should vote yes or no. So hopefully this has helped.
Hopefully it helped.
It's helped me, and I will put in the show notes a couple of resources, and if anybody else knows great resources for getting guidance, because there are also, one of the things we didn't talk about, but there are a couple of people that are running with opposition. And so you do need to make choices. And it shouldn't just be, oh, I've seen that name on a sign, that's who I'm going to vote for. There should be some research done. So I'm going to put those links and the sample ballot links in the show notes for you. And also last week's Aurora Advertiser has all of the proposed amendments printed in their, I guess it may not even be its entirety. It's still probably a summarized version, or I'm not sure how that works.
They're scary and they're confusing, but they're all in the paper.
Yes.
That's right.
So read it for yourself, and it will go from there. So I want to just highlight that this episode of the Good Place Marionville podcast is sponsored by the Bank of Billings. And at the Bank of Billings, banking is personal. It's a place where your banker knows your name, your business, and your community that you care about. Stop by and see the difference a hometown bank can make. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This episode is also sponsored by visitmarionville.com. Have you checked out the website yet? Wow, it's spectacular. Visit Marionville.com, a curated website of businesses, activities, and organizations in Marionville for residents and visitors to easily find information in one place to fill a need or find a connection. Check it out online. Visit Marionville.com.
All right. This is a longer episode, but I think it's been very worth it. We're going to talk about some of the good news around town. And first thing I want to do is highlight that the library the location on Washington celebrated 20 years with a huge party yesterday. Dignitaries like Jana Coker were there and the Friends of the Library, and just exciting to celebrate that 20 years. Wild Willow is hosting their first ever Junk in the Trunk event today.
Right.
That's right. It started at 7:30 or 7 a.m. They don't know how long they'll be there, so get over there and check out what people have brought. It's full of vendors and mobile garage sales and things like that. It's a fun way to shop, and see you there. We'll see you there. It's in between Marionville Power Sports and B's and G's if you haven't been there yet.
Hey, Carrie Stanton reported that her nephew, Isaac Russell, who's a senior at Marionville this year, participated in a powerlifting competition this past weekend at McKendree University. He won the Teen Titan Award overall lifter and set the state and world record in squatting.
Isn't that amazing?
We're also proud of him and his hard work and dedication. Way to go, Isaac.
School news, the school supply list is available on the school website, and the first day of school is August 25th. There's more information about orientations and Meet the Teacher nights on the app.
All right, stray animals matter.
Yeah, so the veterinarian is coming to the building for Sam, which is the old Casey's, to perform a trap, neuter, return TNR surgeries for our community cats. Now they need our help to make it happen. It's $25 to sponsor a cat.
At First Baptist Church here in Marionville, VBS had a total of 153 different kids throughout the week, raising $1,300 for Camp Barnabus with their penny wars. And the Church of the Nazarenes also had a great VBS.
Elm Branch Church annual Back to School Bash is Saturday, August 1st.
That's tomorrow. And
VBS is Monday, August 3rd through Friday the 7th from 5:15 to 8 p.m.
All right. Community garden update. Buck Prairie. How about Buck Prairie?
That one.
I almost missed it. Buck Prairie Baptist Church has joined visitmarionville.com. Watch for their future events on the community calendar and as mentioned on the podcast.
That's right. The community garden is producing every day, and I'm sure grateful for the rain again last night. Volunteers are harvesting fresh produce daily. Keeping it growing takes a team, though. So if someone is available to water or harvest every day that it doesn't rain, can you spare 30 minutes of one day a week? Every volunteer shift makes a big difference, and the team would love the extra help. So they also wanted to give a huge shout out to the City of Marionville Public Works, who will be delivering another load of water to help keep the garden thriving.
Well, and last night God delivered a load of water
That's
too.
right.
All right. Apple Fest update. Can you believe we're less than 60 days away from Apple Fest and the excitement is building? A lot of work has gone into getting the website ready, making MarionvilleAppleFest.com your one-stop shop or your one-stop spot for everything you need to know. MarionvilleAppleFest.com.
So on the website, you can register for the Applefest pageant, sign up for the Mrs. Golden Delicious pageant, pre-order this year's official Applefest t-shirt, register for the parade, browse event schedules, and find the latest festival information.
Behind the scenes, the Applefest team is gearing up and meetings are becoming more frequent as we get closer to the big weekend. It takes a lot of volunteers to make Applefest happen. So if you'd like to help, be sure to follow the Applefest Facebook page for volunteer opportunities.
And don't forget to mark your calendars. The 37th annual Marionville Applefest is September 18th and 19th. The Applefest pageant is on Friday, September 12th, the weekend before, and the Mrs. Golden Delicious pageant will take place at 4 o'clock on September 18th, the Friday afternoon.
Okay, just confused because Friday would be September 11th and Saturday would be September 12th. Do you know if it's Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, check. You know what? They just said, check the website. MarionvilleApplefest.com.
All right, we got to make sure that, then we'll get it straightened out in the next podcast. All right, if you ever tried to find a place to eat in Marionville on a Monday, you know your options can be limited. That's why we're excited to share that the Mulberry Tree Saloon is now open 7 days a week.
If you haven't tried the City Morgue yet, you are missing out. Their food is literally to die for, which is their theme. Whether you're looking for lunch, dinner, or breakfast served all day, you can always order your meal to go, which we've done several times for our family.
You can find their full menu along with their weekly brain deals, also known as daily specials, on visitmarionville.com. It's a great local spot to support, especially now that they're serving the community every day of the week. Stop in, play a game of pool, too. Our family favorites have included hamburgers and tater tots, as well as squirrel bite appetizers.
They're so good.
They're not really squirrel.
That's good. No, but it's fun. All right, speaking of food, the Firefighter Auxiliary just announced that they're going to be hosting a fundraising chicken and fish buffet at Alice Irene's on August 18th. So watch their Facebook page for details on how to purchase tickets and make reservations. All right, what a show. So much good news happening, and I hope everyone really found the election information to be helpful. I encourage each of you to do your research and go to the polls on Tuesday prepared to vote.
And just remember, if you live in town, your polling place is at First Baptist Church of Marionville. Polls open usually at 7 a.m. Don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's when it'll be. Hey, thanks to the Bank of Billings and visit Marionville.com for sponsoring today's podcast. You too can become a sponsor and or report good news by email to goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
Share this podcast with a friend, and remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when each episode releases.
Ding! Hey, thanks for joining us at the Good Place Marionville podcast. Have a great Friday. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.